My name is Ray Shu. I'm the VP of Manufacturing Solutions at RapidCanvas. I want to demonstrate how to analyze and optimize energy consumption of a facility. Because one of the biggest cost drivers in manufacturing, after raw materials and labor, is actually energy. So note that I'm not a data scientist, but I'll show you how to use AI agents within the platform that can help me build an end-to-end machine learning solution. So let's get started. Here you can see I have a data set around energy consumption. It's imported from an Excel data set, but you can also connect directly to databases and other systems. And in fact, we have over 500 different data connectors that are built right into the system. Let's take a closer look at this data set. You can see the timestamps, temperature, humidity, HVAC usage, and if you scroll to the right, you'll see the column that says energy consumption. We can also do some exploratory data analysis. You can look at the number of variables, see if there's any missing cells. You can go to correlation, look at a correlation matrix, and you can see obviously energy consumption and temperature are fairly closely correlated. Also, the AI agent has generated a few charts here that might help me understand the data, such as a temperature box plot, energy consumption by day of week, and other charts. And I can also ask it to generate more charts. But what I want to do is I want to ask the AI guide here about what I can do with this data. So you can see here's the energy consumption data. And I want to ask it what type of model should I build to optimize energy consumption? Let's see what it says. And here it says to optimize energy consumption, you should consider building a regression model and using some of these features. And so this is good. So I'm going to look at how I can clean up this data set, learn a little bit more about it, and then build a regression model. Okay, I'll go back to the canvas and I'll right click here, and what I'll do is I'll select this AI assisted recipe. And here what I can do is I can do things like, looks like this is in Celsius, so I can say something like convert temperature to Fahrenheit. Now it looks like it didn't quite do it, but if I scroll to the right, you can see I have a temperature Fahrenheit column that's been created here. In order to fix this, I can do something like remove temperature column. And then I can say rename. I can use a shortcut here and pick this and to temperature. Okay, let's take a look. Looks like I've got the temperature column in Fahrenheit. And I can do something a little more sophisticated, like I want to change on off to 1 and 0. So I can say convert HVAC and lighting usage from on and off to 1 and 0. Okay, looks like I have did the conversion, and what I can do here is just add it to the recipe, and I'll create a new data set called energy consumption clean. Some other things you can do here, if you hit slash, you can see it can also do things like generate a new data set, generate new charts, and prompt suggestions. So just to see what I can do with a little visualization, I can say something like plot temperature over time with, let's say, an average trend line of a 3-day window. And there it is. And that's an interesting diagram for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to my recipe. Once I have everything done here, I can just run. And if I go back to the canvas, you can see that this recipe is running. And when it's completed, it's got a visualization, which is the 3-day trend line. And then it also has the new data set that has the HVAC usage converted from 0 to 1. And then there is the temperature column converted to Fahrenheit. So with this recipe, anytime I have new data sets that come in and get refreshed, I'll be able to run that recipe to generate this new clean data set and the charts. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take this clean data set and actually build a regression model. So here you can see I can choose this rapid model recipe. And to build a regression model, I need to select the column, and I want to do it on energy consumption. It looks like it automatically picked regression, but if I click on here, you can see there's also other things like anomaly detection and different classification and clustering models I could build. And here's an advanced option where you want to tell the AI agent to not drop any important columns, right? And so here I'm going to select humidity and go down to the bottom, temperature, as features that you want to consider to build a regression model. And so I'll just save this and then click run. And now the AI engine is doing feature engineering, looking at various models, training it and evaluating it and picking the right models. So we'll let this run for a little bit. Okay, it looks like it finished building the model. So I'm going to go back to the canvas and see what's been generated. You can see it's created an output data set. So if I look here and scroll to the very right, you can see there's energy consumption and what it's predicted using the model. I can also look at an audit report or take a look at some things that might be interesting to see what the model found. So you can see the feature importance is given temperature, HVAC usage as the key drivers of energy consumption. You can look at predicted versus on actual, and you can see it's pretty good. There's a few outliers. And if you're a data scientist, you can come and really look at what it did to generate the model. You can look at learning curves. You can look at this correlation matrix. And then looking at the auto machine learning, you can see it tried out various models and picked the model that was the best fit. Okay, and it also has an output model, and here I can use the output model. I can generate a prediction service. I won't do it right here, but it'll allow other applications to call and interact with this model. But what I'll do next is I'm going to create a data app that I can share with other folks in order for them to access and to ask questions about the model, as well as doing what-if analysis. So here's the data apps. I'm going to create a new data app. Here I want to create a model data app since I already have a regression model. And I'm going to call it energy consumption. Some other parameters here, but I'm going to go ahead and create it. And it's going to create this web app that you can share with other stakeholders to take a look at and analyze energy consumption. Okay, so it looks like this app is running, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And it gives you several tabs here. You can look at the feature importance. You can look at the model performance. And what's interesting here, you can do some what-if analysis. So here I can adjust occupancy, humidity, and other features here. Let me just randomize it. And then it's going to predict the energy consumption. And it predicted it to be 76 kilowatt hours. I can also bring in new data files to do a bulk prediction, or I can go to Ask AI here and ask questions of the data. Plot humidity and temperature over time. And here you can see it plotted humidity over time, and there's another tab that has temperature over time. I can also do things like plot energy consumption versus temperature. And each of these plots I can add to the data app so I can view it later on when I log in. So I can save this. And then I can also add this chart to the data app. And then what you can do is you can come to the user charts, and essentially allows you to build a little dashboard. And so as new data comes in, these data sets will be updated as well. Okay, that's all I have to show today. So you can see how I've used, without very little data science or coding knowledge, to be able to build a model and then created some applications to predict energy consumption based on this data set. Thank you.